My husband and his family are the most disrespectful human beings I have ever had the misfortune of meeting, and I'm sick of their behavior. Posted by you/complaint helpful 7442. I, 25F, have been married to A, 24M, for 4 years. The first 2 years of our marriage, we were stationed in North Carolina, but have since moved to Texas, where his family lives. Since moving to Texas, I've gotten to know my in-laws, and what I know is that they are all disrespectful. All of them, almost as if it's hereditary. Here are a few examples. I'm Korean, and my husband's family is Mexican. My sister-in-law tried bulgogi, which is beef marinated in a sweet sauce, and gagged in front of me when she took a bite of it, spitting it out and complaining that she didn't expect it to taste like that. Every time we go out to eat, my in-laws will run the waiters back and forth, asking for special requests and refills, but if they don't like the food or if the waiter forgets one item that they ordered, they will literally tip the waiter change from out of their pocket. I'm talking $5 on a $120 bill, even if their service was amazing. If we go into a store or go to the gym and it's about to close, they will be the last people to leave. And not last as in they close at 9 p.m. and they're leaving at 9 p.m. Last as in they close at 9 p.m. and we're barely walking out the door at 9:15. Every time an instance like this happens, my husband and I get into it. They usually end with my husband making excuses like, "That's just the way my family is," or, "I don't care what other people think and neither should you." My last straw was when my mother was unexpectedly diagnosed with cancer. I flew back to my home in Korea to take care of her for a while when she was getting her chemo. I stayed for 2 weeks before needing to go back to my home in Texas for work obligations, and can you guess who never once reached out to me the whole time I was there? Yep, my in-laws. Not once did I receive any call or text message, not even when I came back did the topic of my mom come up. My husband told me he told them about my mom, so I don't understand why no one could have just checked up on me or at least called my mom. The next time we saw my in-laws was the next day I came back from Korea. They were over for dinner. I waited to see what they were going to talk about, and as they continued discussing what cows they wanted to buy, I left to the room and didn't come out for the rest of the night. When they left, my husband angrily confronted me, telling me how disrespectful I was. I honestly didn't even have it in me anymore to fight. I just packed my bags and booked the next flight to Korea. All my husband's and in-laws' messages and phone calls are being ignored because I just cannot stand their disrespectful behavior. And to hear my husband calling me disrespectful was enough. Maybe I'm overreacting, but honestly, this behavior is exhausting. I deal with it every time we go out, and I'm done. I don't want to be surrounded by people like this, and I'd rather focus my attention on my mom. Am I the jerk? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Sometimes the little things add up and become big things. Your husband calling you disrespectful is not cool. Go take care of your mom. Just also be aware that any debt your husband incurs while you are still married is half yours, according to U.S. law. So you may want some kind of legal separation or divorce filed to prevent him from trying to stick you with some crappy credit card debt. Not the jerk for having standards around behavior. And for tipping adequately, that's just human decency. I wish more people did. Commenter 2. Not the jerk. Husband should be more supportive or make an effort to encourage his family to be more amicable and less of, however they want to describe themselves. Honestly, sounds like a drain, and I would suggest divorce ASAP. This is one of those opportunities where you get to choose your family, and it ain't them. Additional info from Up. Thank you for all your responses, those that agree with me and those that don't, because it allows me to see other sides of the situation besides my own. I just wanted to clarify a few things real quickly. 1. I did not divorce my husband. I'm staying in Korea for the time being. 2. For those of you asking, my husband did not call me while I was in Korea the first time. Any conversations we had were initiated by me. He did not reach out to me, nor did my in-laws. Commenter 3. Wow, if your husband never called to see how you were doing, that would be a huge red flag for me. Some of the other stuff might be explainable, but that one is unacceptable. Commenter 4. You are still so young, and resentment is the biggest marriage killer. You have an entire life to live ahead of you. I left my partner when I realized they made the hard times harder. If they don't care enough to see when you're struggling and do everything they can to support you, do they even love you? I met my current wife when I was 30. Being with somebody who is also fighting your battles with you is incredible. Believe in yourself, respect yourself, and ask yourself if you honestly want this for the rest of your life if your partner doesn't make serious changes ASAP. Update 1 day later. To clear things up a little, this situation happened over a month ago, and I have been in Korea ever since. My husband and I did not get divorced, but we had talked things out and decided I needed space to take care of my mom first, and whatever problems we had can be discussed at a better time. As for my in-laws, I haven't spoken to them since. I really wanted to work things out after reading a few of the comments saying my in-laws' behavior is not the fault of my husband. I thought that maybe I was being too judgy over behavior that I'm not used to. That maybe they're not all bad, but they just have a few faults. As for my mom, she hasn't been doing so well. She's been losing a lot of weight because she says that everything she eats tastes like metal, and she's been in constant pain. It's gotten so bad that she can't even get out of bed by herself. On top of that, I'm having a tough time watching my mom struggling and feeling like I don't have anyone on my side during this time. Especially since my husband's family still hasn't reached out to me. Last week, my husband reached out to me, telling me that his mom had tonsillitis and was going in for surgery. Reluctantly, I reached out to her and told her that I would be praying and wishing her a safe surgery. I even had the hospital's gift shop send flowers up to her room because I couldn't be there. I figured that maybe they just weren't the type of people to reach out, and that I should put whatever happened in the past. My husband expressed how grateful she was and how happy she was to have received the flowers, hoping that I was doing okay in Korea. Unfortunately, I wasn't. Fast forward to a week later, my mother's condition had gotten so bad that she lost her battle with cancer and passed away. I told my husband what happened, and he was in just as much shock as I was. He said that he was sorry, telling me how much of a good mother she was and how happy she must have been to have me by her side during her last few days. We were preparing to get the funeral done in the next few days, so I asked my husband what day he could be here. He was hesitant on the phone, saying that he felt bad for my mother and all, but he also had his mother to worry about. How he needed to be there for her, just like I was there for mine. I was in complete shock and just hung up the phone. He is missing my mother's funeral to take care of his mother, who had tonsillitis surgery a week ago. Unbelievable. Any chances I ever thought of giving him were completely out the window. It was insane to believe that he felt like his mom recovering from a very minor surgery was more important than the death of my mom and his mother-in-law. I'm not saying that a tonsillectomy isn't important, but I'm sure she'll recover just fine, as it's a very common surgery and the downtime is 1 to 2 weeks. And it's already been a week. As of now, I have hired a lawyer to discuss divorce and am going to therapy. I plan on going back to the US to end things with my husband, quit my job, and take my stuff back with me after my mom's funeral. As for his family, I haven't heard from them. Shocking, right? Whatever, I'm just glad I get to be done with him and his family, and that I'll be able to focus on myself and my mental health. Top/relevant comments. Downvoted commenter. What? I mean, I'm sorry for your loss, but having your tonsils out as an older person is pretty dangerous. It's less dangerous as a child, and people do die. I get the fact you are annoyed at his parents, but it seems like you want to be mad, like you are looking for reasons to leave your husband. Are you interested in another person? Unless his parents live with you, there is a way to just stay away from them. Ops response. Yes, I understand that now, that it is not minor, but she is fine and already back to her job working. I should have mentioned that. Commenter 2. I'm not saying that tonsillectomy isn't important, but. No, I'm saying it is not important at all. That's up there with a bad cold or broken toe. I'm upset with him. I'm upset with his mother, not kicking him out to come to his senses and be with you. Ops response. It was very frustrating trying to explain that his mom would still be there if he had come to Korea, while mine was already gone. Commenter 3. Isn't it sadly ironic that Reddit is the place where you receive more messages of love, support, and compassion than your soon-to-be ex-husband, who was supposed to show you love, support, and compassion? So sorry for your loss. My mom has crossed 60, and all of a sudden she is talking wills with me, and that alone freaks me out. Your ex-in-laws are awful people. They are the type of people that you find on the bad end of petty revenge and malicious compliance postings. Send ex-mother-in-law a glitter bomb. I hope you find a good therapist and go on to find someone who has a respectful family and live a long and happy life. Ops response. Very ironic. But I've had so many supportive comments, such as yours, that have helped me come to terms with healing. Thank you all for your positive comments. You have all helped more than you think. Editor's note. Ops' last update was made in October 2023, and she hasn't posted anything new since. By now, if she went through with a divorce, she should be fully separated from her husband, and hopefully living a better life after all that she went through.